If you keep getting clogs, no matter how many times you snake the line or pour chemicals down the drain, the problem is not what is inside your pipe. It is how your pipe was installed in the first place. After over 25 years of fixing other people's plumbing, I can tell you this one mistake is behind almost every chronic clog I see. Today I am walking you through 8 things you need to know about it, including how to fix it yourself on item 7, plus a bonus tip at the end that most people have never even heard of. The first thing you need to understand is what the number one mistake actually is. And it all comes down to one word: slope. Every single horizontal drain line in your house relies entirely on gravity to move waste from point A to point B. There is no pump pushing things along. There is no water pressure behind it. It is just gravity doing all the heavy lifting. And when the slope of that pipe is wrong, gravity simply cannot do its job effectively. What ends up happening is waste moves too slowly through the line, or the water outruns the solids completely, and material starts collecting inside the pipe little by little. Over weeks and months you get buildup, then slow drains, then full-on clogs that keep coming back no matter what you throw at them. The frustrating part is that most homeowners blame the clog itself. They go rent a snake from the hardware store. They buy enzyme cleaners or chemical drain openers. They call a plumber to come out and hydrojet the line. And sure, all of that clears the blockage temporarily. But if the slope of that pipe is wrong, you are just resetting the clock until the next backup happens. You are treating the symptom and ignoring the disease. The real fix, the permanent fix, is correcting the slope itself. And that is exactly what we are going to break down today. The second thing you need to know is why 1/4 inch per foot matters so much. Because this number is the foundation of every properly functioning drain system. This is not some arbitrary figure that a committee pulled out of thin air. It is based on real fluid dynamics, and it is written directly into both the Uniform Plumbing Code and the International Plumbing Code for very good reason. For most residential drain lines, specifically pipes that are 3 inches or smaller in diameter, the standard is 1/4 inch of vertical drop for every single foot of horizontal run. So if you have a drain line running 10 feet horizontally across your basement ceiling, that pipe needs to drop exactly 2.5 inches over that distance. What this specific pitch does is create the perfect balance between water velocity and solid transport. The water moves fast enough to carry waste along with it, but not so fast that it shoots ahead and leaves the solids sitting in the pipe. When the slope falls below 1/4 inch per foot, everything slows down dramatically. Grease starts clinging to the pipe walls. Food particles settle to the bottom. Hair and soap scum accumulate at every joint and imperfection. Your pipe essentially becomes a collection point instead of a transport line, and every day that passes makes the problem worse. This standard applies to every single drain in your house: kitchen sink, bathroom lavatory, shower, bathtub, washing machine standpipe, all of them. If the slope is off on any one of those lines, that specific drain is where your chronic clog problem is going to set up camp. The third item on this list is one that surprises almost everybody I talk to, and it is the fact that too much slope is just as bad as too little slope. This is genuinely counterintuitive, and most people get it wrong. The common assumption is that if a little slope is good, then a lot of slope must be even better. That could not be more wrong, and here is why. When a drain pipe drops too steeply, the water races ahead of the solids at high speed. Think about it like a water slide. The liquid portion flies down that pipe fast, but anything solid that was riding along with it gets left sitting right where it was, because the water that was supposed to carry it through is already long gone. Grease, food waste, toilet paper, soap chunks, all of it gets stranded in the pipe. Over time, you end up with the exact same result as having too little slope. buildup, blockages, and repeat clogs that drive you crazy. I see this mistake constantly in DIY remodels, where someone ran a new drain line and just eyeballed the pitch thinking steeper was the safer bet. I have also seen it in older homes where the foundation has settled unevenly over the decades and pushed one section of pipe into a much steeper angle than it was ever intended to have. The code target for most residential drain lines is 1/4 inch per foot, and you generally should not exceed 1/2 inch per foot unless very specific engineering conditions apply. If your pipe looks like it is diving downhill at a noticeable angle that you can see with your naked eye, that is not efficient drainage. That is a clog factory waiting to ruin your weekend. If this is helping you out, do me a favor and hit that like button and subscribe. It helps get this video in front of more people who could use the info. All right, let's keep going. The fourth thing to know is how to check your slope right now using tools you probably already have in the garage. You do not need a sewer camera or a plumber for this initial assessment. All you need is a 2-foot or 4-foot level and a standard tape measure. Find an exposed section of drain pipe in your basement, crawl space, or utility area. Set the level on top of the pipe so it is resting flat along the length of the run, and then measure the gap between the bottom edge of the level and the top of the pipe at the low end. If you are using a 4-foot level, you are looking for roughly 1 inch of total drop across that span. If you are using a 2-foot level, you want about 1/2 inch of drop. No gap at all means your pipe is dead flat, and flat pipes are guaranteed to clog eventually because there is not enough momentum to move solids through. A very large gap means your slope is way too steep and you are dealing with the water racing problem I just talked about. The key is to check multiple points along the entire run of the pipe, because slope can change at joints where pipes were connected, at spots where hangers have sagged or pulled loose, or where the structure of the house itself has shifted over time. Grab a notepad and write down what you measure at each point. That information is going to tell you exactly whether you have a problem and precisely where the adjustment needs to happen. The fifth thing worth knowing is where the trouble spots tend to hide in your home, because bad slope does not always affect an entire run. Sometimes it is just one section that is causing all the grief, and it tends to show up in very predictable places. The first place to check is anywhere a remodel or addition was done. When someone adds a bathroom, relocates a kitchen, or finishes a basement, the new drain lines they install are only as good as the person who put them in. If that installer did not carefully check slope with a level during the rough-in, that section is your weak link. The second place to investigate is in crawl spaces where pipe hangers may have loosened or failed over time. Plastic pipe like PVC, or ABS especially tends to sag between support points if the hangers are spaced too far apart. The general rule is to have a support hanger every 4 feet for horizontal drain runs. But I have walked into plenty of homes where hangers are 6 or even 8 feet apart and the pipe is bowing down between them like a hammock. Each one of those low points is a belly where waste accumulates. The third common trouble spot is where drain lines run underneath a concrete slab foundation. You cannot see those pipes at all, and if the soil beneath them shifts, compacts, or erodes from water intrusion, the slope changes silently, and there is absolutely nothing visible to tip you off. If you have a slab on grade foundation and you keep getting recurring clogs in the same drain over and over, investing in a professional camera inspection is worth every single penny, because that buried pipe may have developed a belly where waste collects and sits permanently. The sixth item on this list is the warning signs that tell you your drain line probably has the wrong slope. And once you know what to look for, these signs are impossible to miss. The most obvious one is a drain that clogs repeatedly in the exact same location. If you find yourself snaking the same kitchen line or the same basement floor drain every few months like clockwork, the snake is not the solution. The slope is the real problem, and until you fix it, the clogs will never stop. Another telltale sign is a drain that empties painfully slowly, even when there is clearly no visible blockage in the trap or the accessible portion of the pipe. You run the water, it pools up in the sink or the tub, it eventually drains out, but it never flows with any kind of authority. That sluggish behavior almost always points to insufficient slope or a belly somewhere in the line. Gurgling sounds coming from your fixtures are another major red flag that most people ignore. When water struggles to move through a poorly sloped pipe, air gets trapped in the system and displaced, and you hear it bubbling and gurgling up through other nearby fixtures. If your toilet makes gurgling noises, when you run the bathroom sink, those two fixtures very likely share a drain line that is not pitched correctly. Sewer odor creeping up from a floor drain or a fixture is yet another indicator, because when water cannot flow properly through the line, it can siphon the water out of nearby traps or leave standing waste in the pipe that produces hydrogen sulfide gas. Pay close attention to all of these signs, because they are literally your plumbing system telling you exactly where the problem lives. The seventh thing on this list is the real payoff of this entire video, and it is how to actually fix the slope on accessible drain lines yourself without calling anybody. If the problem pipe is visible and physically reachable in a basement, crawl space, or open utility room, this is absolutely a repair you can handle with basic tools and some patience. Start by identifying the exact section with the bad slope using the level method I described earlier. If the pipe is simply sagging between hangers due to age or inadequate support, the fix might be as straightforward as adding more hangers and repositioning the existing ones. Install new pipe hangers or clevis hangers every 4 feet along the entire horizontal run, and carefully adjust each one to create a smooth, consistent 1/4 inch per foot drop toward the main stack or the drain outlet. For OBS or PVC pipe, use plastic-compatible hangers that will not crack or deform the pipe. For cast iron use, heavy-duty strap hangers that are rated for the weight. If a section has developed an actual belly or reverse slope that simply cannot be corrected by adjusting hangers alone, you will need to cut out that bad section and replace it with new pipe at the correct grade. Shut off the water to the house, have buckets and plenty of towels ready, and cut the old pipe out using a reciprocating saw or a ratcheting pipe cutter. Install the new section at the proper slope using rubber no-hub couplings, which are sometimes called Fernco couplings, or mission couplings, secured with stainless steel band clamps on each end. Always dry fit everything first and check the slope carefully with your level before you tighten a single clamp. Once you have confirmed 1/4 inch per foot across the entire replaced section, tighten all the clamps evenly and run water through the line for at least 5 minutes straight. You want to see a clean, steady flow with absolutely no pooling, no hesitation, and no slow spots anywhere along the run. The eighth and final item is knowing when you need to set the tools down and call a licensed professional instead of tackling the job yourself. This is not about discouraging you from doing your own work. It is about protecting your home, your health, and your wallet from a job that can go sideways fast. If the problem pipe is buried underneath a concrete slab, you are looking at a project that involves saw-cutting concrete, excavating soil, and potentially rerouting an entire section of drain line. That kind of work requires permits in virtually every jurisdiction. It requires inspections, and it requires specialized equipment that most homeowners simply do not have access to. If the drain line runs through a finished wall or ceiling and you cannot get to it without major demolition, a professional plumber can scope the entire line. With a fiber optic camera, pinpoint the exact location and nature of the problem, and plan the least invasive path to a proper repair. If your home is on a septic system and you suspect the main drain line running between the house and the septic tank has lost its slope, that is absolutely heavy equipment territory. Getting that repair wrong can cause a complete septic system failure, which is both a serious health hazard and a financial nightmare that can easily cost 5 figures to remediate. And if you are unsure whether your local municipality requires a permit for the drain modification you are planning, pick up the phone and call your building department before you cut a single pipe. Some jurisdictions require permits for any modification to the drain waste and vent system, regardless of how minor it seems. And unpermitted plumbing work can create real complications when it comes time to sell your house or file an insurance claim. All right, here is the bonus tip that pros actually use on the job and almost nobody outside the trade knows about. After you correct the slope on any drain line, you should always run a simple toilet paper test to verify that your repair is actually working the way it needs to. Crumple up 3 or 4 sheets of standard toilet paper, drop them into the drain at the high end of the run or flush them if you are testing a toilet line, and then walk over to the exposed section of pipe downstream and watch what happens. If the slope is dialed in correctly, that wad of paper should travel smoothly and steadily through the pipe, carried along by the water without stopping, bunching up, or getting left behind at any point. If the paper stalls out somewhere in the middle, or if the water clearly outruns the paper and leaves it sitting in the pipe, your slope still needs adjustment. This is the exact same verification test that professional plumbers perform on new construction rough-ins. Before the building inspector shows up, and it takes all of about 30 seconds to do. It is hands down the simplest and most reliable way to confirm that your drain line is actually going to perform properly under real-world everyday conditions. Run this test every single time you make a slope adjustment, and you will never have to wonder whether you got it right. Thanks for watching the whole thing. If you got something out of this, leave a like, subscribe for more, and check out the other videos on the channel.